Welcome back. Okay, so to recap, we've implemented this really simple sample Elm website, and we want to convert it. We want to convert it to this website. So this is my old portfolio website. Um, yeah, so that's the challenge. Now, one thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch over to Google Chrome. Like we can use this too, but I do find for doing development work, the Google Chrome tools, at least to me, seem more intuitive. Perhaps I'm just not experienced enough. I do love Safari for performance, security, lots of things. I do think Safari is a nice lighter weight browser, and in general I prefer it. But for development purposes, the Google Chrome development tools really do a good job. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go over to, let's go to Visual Studio Code, right? And I'm going to open this web page up. Oh, wait a second. I want to open the original web page up in Google Chrome. So I'm going to go to Google Chrome, and we'll log into my website, robdev.ca. So my old, robdev.ca. Cool. So once again, the challenge here is I'm just trying to recreate this in in a new serverless way, and because we're having a lot of fun here, we're going to build the front end using Elm. We're not going to make heavy use of Elm, but we are going to actually fetch data from DynamoDB. We're going to fetch data from backend, so it is dynamic. This contents can change over time. Let's bring up the development tools here. The reason why I want to bring up the development tools is because, well, this is my stuff, so I can steal the original source. So let's go to, I need to refresh it. Refresh, great. And I'm going to grab the index.html for this. So select it all, copy. And by the way, if you're following along, everything here is committed in Git, and you can just grab what I've done. Yes, I want to load up Visual Studio Code, and we're going to replace our index.html with that other version. Now, that does mean that we are going to get rid of this, the Elm stuff here. We're going to bring it back. But let's do this part first. So first we bring it over, and now we're going to see what it looks like. So it's just a static website, but not everything is here, so we don't have all of these resources. What am I talking about? It's like static portfolio logo.png. Those aren't here. So I'm anticipating when we open this in Google Chrome that we'll see a bunch of images that are missing. Yeah, so these are just missing images. Cool. Let's, what I'm going to vote that we do is, I think we should just grab those images from S3. They're no longer going to be static. They're now in our bucket in S3. So let's switch over. I think I've got that. Is it here? Yes. There's the bucket right here, raw portfolio. This is where we threw those images in earlier. Let's grab one of them. Let's grab the logo. And specifically, let's just copy the path. This is the public path to that image. And we did go through the process of making sure that this was publicly accessible. So it should be available for our web page. Let's now go back to code. And I think, there we go. Now I could just replace the logo, but actually they're all going to be the same. So I'm going to say anything that starts with static portfolio. Let's just find that. And we're going to change that to, I'll just select it all. I just want to replace the path. So bang. Okay, so you'll see this. So once I do the replace, this part will be replaced and say, hey, go to my S3 bucket. And it is. Okay, cool. I think that should get us like 80% there. We do have a custom CSS that I don't think we really even need, and I'm just going to I'm going to comment this out for now. There is some stuff in that custom CSS that we do want. I don't know that we want to store it in an S3 bucket. So I'll probably, actually, you know what, I'm going to just bring that back again. I'm just changing my mind. We'll clean this up later. For the moment, I'm expecting it won't find the CSS file and it won't apply the CSS. The CSS is pretty minor, but we will see it. We'll see that it's missing. So yeah, let's give it a run and see what happens. Once again, I'm going to open this in Chrome. Looking a little better. Didn't get all of my images. Let's go back, see what's happening. So that looks good. Oh, it's a slightly, okay, so some of the images were at a slightly different path. So let's just do that same replace. Go find this and replace it with our special path. I think that's right. Okay, bang. Okay, so this is also coming from our bucket. Let's do a refresh. Pretty good. I see one didn't come across. And, oh yeah, that's right. This one, the original web page it's literally a reference to the YouTube page. So, but we did capture this. So I'm just going to change it. I think we called it the same name, and I think we said PNG. Just for consistency, I wanted all of the profiles to be the same thing. Just a picture, and then, you know, a link, blah, blah, blah. So let's just see if that fixes that bit. And it does. Nice. Now, let's talk about that CSS file. If we were to compare this web page with the original one, not that one, with the original one, one of the differences actually is the kind of font that we have here. Actually, yeah, let's just do that. Yeah, the font that we have here looks a lot different than this one here. So what do we need for that? Well, I think the simplest way to deal with that is to copy over the CSS file. We can put it in a subdirectory, or we could put it just in our root directory. I think I'll just put it right into our root directory. So I'm going to go new file, and I'll say custom.css, because that's what we called it before. Is that a good name? I'm not sure. Custom CSS. Actually, let's call it main CSS. Cool. So main CSS, and let's just copy the contents over from our website. So once again, I'm going to bring up the development tools, and I'm going to click, oh, actually it's right here. Great. So I'm going to copy this from my original website. Once again, yeah, this will probably be dead, or I don't know. Yeah, I'll probably turn it off. So yeah, you won't have access to this, but everything's committed into Git. I will go over here. I'll paste that. The main thing is this font family, but also there's some font size stuff happening here. So now, what do we need to do? We need to update our index to HTML. The original CSS, let's find it, was here. And of course, it's not finding that file. Let me just point that out. If we actually look in the console log, failed to find, I think that's it. Actually, let me just refresh here. Oh, this is the original website. My mistake. It's this one I wanted to see. Yeah, that's what I thought. See, it's trying to load custom CSS from our S3 bucket, because that's what we said, and it can't find it, so it just ignores it and goes on. So we're going to change that. We're going to say, don't load it from there. You can just load it from a couple different ways to do this. I'll just say from this current directory, it's in the same directory as our main file. Let's give that a go. So I'm going to do a hard refresh. Close. Really close. Oh, custom.css, not found. Right, we renamed it main. I renamed it main. Okay, let's try that one more time. What are we doing again? Oh yeah, go over. Oh, we can just do a refresh here. In fact, I'll do the empty cache just to be sure. Excellent. So now we can see that it's the same. Let's get them the same size. It's the same font, the same size. It's getting all that stuff from the CSS file. Excellent. All right. Well, I think that's a great first step. And I'm going to stop it here. In the next step, we're going to start, well, we're going to bring back that Elm code. So, yeah, in the next step, we'll bring back the Elm code and we'll start moving this kind of hard-coded stuff into Elm. And eventually, we'll move it into Elm and be doing a data fetch from the back end. So, hope you can join me in the next one. Thanks a lot.